Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here. I was going to let this run in the background, but I had to start the episode just to rant again. Try not to, but this is exactly what I was talking about, and I tried to make an example before. But here's something that maybe one of you guys caught where my mistake was, and this is exactly what I was talking about how on why I think this is the worst UI. Why in the actual fuck is this building paused? I even toggled the building off, toggled it back on. Says the production is halted. All right, scroll down here. 2 exclamation points. Production is halted. No reasoning why. I can't click on the coal. If I click on the heavy tool, that just disables it. I've clicked on my large stockyard coal. I have not mucked with this. Look, minimum quota, maximum quota, infinite. Right? Even if I click on it, I can't do anything. It does nothing. Am I missing? It's like I can't put coal in the storehouse or warehouses, I should say, because it's just iron. Why is this paused? Why in my right mind would I pause the goddamn production when I just upgraded the foundry or whatever it's called into the smeltery? I have zero reason. Like I can't click here for coal. Why? Why is it paused? Halted. Why? 135 laborers. 56 minus 1. Whoa, what's the problem? Does that fix the building? Like, does that unpause it? No. Like,
Work
what's
to be
his
done?
what's his problem? Yeah, you need I need that on the clay. I this is what I mean. I don't understand. What is problem? Makes zero sense whatsoever. Why? Drives me absolutely bananas. I have no reason to pause the coal. I want to have as much coal in my settlement as possible because I am going to be cranking the hell out of this smeltery producing iron. And I swear if I have an issue with coal, I'm going to lose my mind. You're not going to see it. Hopefully I don't hit the wrong button. But I'm going to absolutely lose my shit. This building should not be paused. And zero information. This is what drives me bananas. I know I'm learning the game, but again, why are we paused? Somebody, please, please, please. If you know why this has occurred, can you please let me know? I'd rather not go bananas. You know, like this building is paused because of my quota. I have a maximum quota of 500 and a minimum quota of 200. So I know this will unpause. I figured that out. But the coal, I can't even set a quota. I can in this large stockyard, but it's on infinite. Minimum quota 0. Like, uh, what if I do this? Minimum quota 999,000. Oh no, that was just the storage. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. You know? Yeah, but enough of my ranting. We're gonna go back in. I'm gonna let this run in the background because we still have a food issue, so I need to get that figured out. Because I'm not gonna do any kind of upgrading in the town because we have such a food issue. I might just do some upgrades on any, ornaments or whatever that I could possibly find somewhere, Um, but other than that, yeah, we're just gonna let this run. We do got our horse thing here. That's been well, not upgraded, but yeah, it's been made. So we're gonna keep an eye on the trader. Actually, there's one here now. Let me do it before I throw in a pause. Do they have any horses? No, no, they do not. Yeah, we'll look into getting in books as well. 30% reduced upkeep cost for soldiers. Yeah, we could use that. Honestly, we can afford it as well. Do I just want to buy it? I mean, we're only making 68 gold a thing. Wow, those are expensive. Heavy weapons. Books, too. 20% doesn't really get us a lot, but it helps. And we're going to have a much larger army. You know what? Well, I didn't want to buy it because we were going to go yeah, somewhere. It's somewhere up here. Yeah, here. Up in this corner. We do need to excavate this and see what we get, but I do need to get rid of this camp first. But that comes at a later time when I get this farming under control. A bit of time has passed in game, and well, we had a trader come in, and I promise I didn't stock the trading post and then forget to buy the horses. This is totally the first time a merchant has come through and offered horses for sale. Uh, I believe what you guys have seen effectively off camera here, and I'm just gonna go over it all because I'm not smart enough to remember where I left off. I know I've been paying attention, but I've been having a week. I'm recording, I guess, the last 3 episodes now. I think you guys are going to have seen. It's all in one sitting while I'm trying to do some other things, and I'm just not smart enough to multitask anymore. I've expanded our crop fields over. We're just gonna work the field a whole bunch here, and we'll rework these here. It's basically the same thing, but I'm trying to get a variety here of vegetables. These have all stayed the same. I've put in the wall. I got another gate here. I don't think I'm going to destroy this wall. I'm just going to leave it. We did get our stable down, and then we got the cavalry stable down. Although we can't do anything because, well, we needed horses, and we are now going to get horses, which is good. I don't like that this is like this. I wish you could turn it. You know what? Yeah, I just don't trust this game. I think I'm going to do something like that. We're just going to do something like that. We'll leave the fence currently right there. But I did build a second chicken coop and put it here. I did split from this chicken coop. And these ones have already gotten up to 24, which is a bit bananas because you figure I split from here just, in half. And then same thing with the barn. I built another barn, immediately upgraded it, and split the cattle that we had. I'm really trying to get our food under control. And then I put down another clay pit here. We're going to try and mine this out just to simply get it out of the way. I've disabled our infinite clay deposit down here just because it's not really going to be needed. Our coal production just restarted on its own. I have no idea why it's started. I really don't. But it has restarted. I'm glad it did. We've been putting in some knowledge points. Again, off camera, it was just into the defensive upgrades because our next one is going to be into stone walls. We did have an attack. They destroyed the same things again. The gate, a couple of the walls, and the 2 towers. It was just a small raid again. It was just that of the cavalry units. Or even my military units were getting stuck and spazzing out on the wall. Our towers, however, didn't get activated. And by activated, I mean I did click on this to toggle the building on. However, it took them forever to seek a weapon. And I mean, I guess this is quite the distance, but I think what I might do is try and increase our monthly gold and just leave these towers activated. I did build 3 blacksmith's forges simply because I don't understand the production ratio. So I basically have this one only doing tools, this one only doing weapons, and this one only doing heavy weapons. I boosted the ratio up to 10. I'm pretty sure that's meaningless because there's no other production going on here. But for this, basically the sake of me feeling better, I don't know why the smeltery is. Yeah, they're out of a heavy tool, which is really not good. But I also don't understand how they're out of a heavy tool when I have 30 of them in stock. Stocking heavy tool. Couldn't get that prior. I hate every one of you. Uh, we have another trader. Do I want to ignore him? No. It looks like we got a really good deal for planks here. So we'll take the 700. Stock another 100. I think I'm going to increase how much soap I have here. I think I'm going to go with 100 on soap. And then we'll hold off for selling it. Nah, we'll sell what we got. Why not? Then you guys can restock that. We don't need to buy anything else. Wow, look at that. Shoes is 16 gold. Maybe we should overproduce on shoes. Flax crops produce 50% more. That would be really nice. I don't really have a need for flax, I don't believe. What's this trader have? Is this the trader I bought the horses from? They got goats, moo-moos. We don't need either one. I don't think I need anything from you. So transfer our gold back into the town storage. What I do want to try and do is again, going to ignore the town for upgrading because I'm trying to figure out and get food under control. It is still pretty bananas that I have, you know, almost 400 smoked meat and 338 bread and all, like literally almost 1300 in greens, 420 beans. I don't know if that's just per ton or what, but like look at all that milk. Not a whole lot of cheese. What's going on here? Building is overrun with rats. Don't we have a rat catcher? Yeah. And you're catching rats. This should be taken care of, right? Yeah, we can ignore it. If we have that much milk in stock, which we do, where's our cheese maker? Pottery. You know what? We have a lot of clay. Let's boost up that. Cheese is... That's a furniture workshop. We'll worry about the luxury items later. Cheese? Yeah, let's get 4. Until it runs out of milk, and then we'll back it off. That'll help on food. Let's check our granary. There is boatloads of flour and wheat. So, let's boost up our bread production again until that runs out. Pretty confident in that. The reason I've been doing so much off camera is just because of the amount of food we have. I don't feel comfortable with 3 because that means we're not making it to the end of the season. We're basically going to run out in early summer. Or no, we're in early summer. We're going to run out like early fall then. And then I don't believe we're going to be doing anything here. Oh, I just seen that. Wheat and rye. Alright, yeah, see, this field's not infected. Not yet, anyway. I did this here to do science, which is a bit irritating that this field isn't diseased, but this one is when I'm giving it time to effectively relax. But yet this field still got infected. And now I'm afraid with how much wheat we actually have, if I get rid of it here, rye is not... Well, I guess, yeah. It said rye, right? Or buckwheat. Buckwheat is more... Oh, yeah, wheat and rye. So I'm not going to put rye. I'll put buckwheat in here. Maybe that'll help. But I'll put it... is it frost resistant? It is not. So I have to leave it, like, there. We'll let the field calm down. We'll let it calm down some more. Mine is out of ore. Ooh, wonderful. Exactly what I needed from you guys. Thank you. Get rid of that. And then we're working on this one here. We're also going to try and get rid of this one as well. Villagers died of old age. Get rid of that message. Get rid of that message. I've already forgotten what I was doing. I was mucking with one of these fields. This one. Buckwheat, right? Because this isn't affected. But the problem is it's still a wheat kind of crop, right? Not typically yield as much grain or wheat or rye. It is not frost tolerant, but has a short growing period and does not need fertile soil. It's not affected by diseases or other grains. Okay, so I should be able to plant this safely and then have this go down. The infestation is 12%. I'm not going to remember that, and I'm just going to get mad the next time I click on the field. I haven't had any pop-ups telling me anything about diseases on my fields, and I thought I've been doing it correctly. And I even have the fertilities going is what I can, if I understand it correctly. Yeah, this field is still, we're just going to work this, and then eventually I'll change this because this was a newer field. Yeah, we still got plenty of rocks. What I'll do is I guess I'll leave this for now, and then if I remember, I'll check it next spring. But we are expanding up this way due to the fertility. God, I love the person who gave me that. I wish I could move the fertility out of the middle of my screen. That sucks. But ooh, knowing about these hotkeys now, huge difference. I didn't really look at the controls and to know what it did. I really don't want more people. But you know what? We're at a max of 541. You know what? I'm just going to turn them away because I have a problem with food. And having 9 people, I feel like that 2 months will go into a 0 or 1. We're going to turn them away. But we are expanding up this way just because of the ground fertility. It's no longer good down here, so this is effectively where all of our animals are going to go. And then if we do need more crop fertility, I'm probably going to continue to expand north. Because, I mean, there's not a whole lot up here, but I think it goes back in this way. I really hope we don't need that many bloody fields, because I'm only plopping down 12 by 12s and mixing in the clay and the sand. What do we got for this merchant? Not really much. You know, I was thinking about constantly just trying to buy willow and just buying as much as they have. But I was also thinking eventually we're going to need the medicinal herbs, right? And there's willow down here. There's a couple of, like there's 2 willow here in the herbs. And then there's 2 willow here, but I don't think there's really any medicinal herbs that we can get into stock. And I mean, this lake is fantastic up here because there's a bunch of herbs and stuff up here. There's herbs, there's the medicinal herbs. Uh, there's also the willow up here as well. But it's so far out and secluded that I don't really have anything up here. And since I have this small camp out here, they can seek shelter because I guess it's kind of far. But we're also past the point where I care about the gathering huts, except for, I guess, the willow and the medicinal herbs, because we haven't looted a single thing of willow. This basket shop has been off the entire time. But I guess it would help our people carrying materials. But I've also been building wagon shop. But it seems like they are waiting for tasks. I was kind of just plopping them. I was thinking about plopping them all over the place. Even potentially some up here. But if I got some waiting around, then that is good enough for me. Yeah, we just want to be doing iron, gold, coal. This is actually a spillover because this one got full. And then I did add one more person into making barrels because I noticed one of our granaries was, or it didn't have many barrels. So it looks like having, yeah, that second barrel maker made a difference. We'll leave that there. I kind of feel like I can go start upgrading our town. Unhealthy livestock herd. Oh, sweet Jesus. I got the horses, but I didn't. Ooh. I didn't activate the building. Oh, I would have gotten a heart attack if I killed him. Oh. Please recover. Sorry. Unhealthy. Help. I'm dumb. Your livestock are hungry and haven't eaten. No, somebody feed the horses. Please. All right, 57. We went up to 58, 59. Healthy. Whew. Absolute helmet. Yikes. Oh, yeah, well, I haven't done any upgrades, as you can see. I still got all of these up barrows. I think the other thing that you guys haven't seen is I built a healer house down here in the southern part of our territory. Because we have this one way up here. I figure if somebody gets sick down here, they gotta go way up there. Some of these wells are empty again, but I don't want to spend a point on any of that. A new traveling merchant. What's going on now? A drought? I don't think I care. 20% reduced upkeep cost for soldiers. That would be nice, I do feel. Yeah, nothing here. Got a lot of money, though. That's for sure. Really buying flax? Okay. And then, yeah, you don't really have anything I want. Hunter cabins yield 30% more meat. Honestly, too, I kind of feel like I want to get rid of the hunting cabins, but they're bringing in, I think, I guess I can't say a fair amount of meat, but they're bringing in meat nonetheless. I mean, I feel... Why isn't there data for items produced in the last year? Oh, that's because I split them. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna be like, why are you not producing meat? But yeah, I forgot. They got some work to do. Maybe what I'll do is, if I can sustain myself on the hay, which it doesn't look like I am, we're gonna get rid of this wheat here and do another hay. How's this field doing? Yeah, see, we're not doing anything. We got rid of that. We're letting this within 150 meters spread chance. That's a very far spread chance. Yikes. So having this gap, I guess, is effectively meaningless. Oh, I did build another apiary over here. It said I had like an 85% honey bonus, but once it was built, now it's showing it's at 89. So I don't know how it went from 85 to 89, but we won't question it. Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna need more hay. But I do need to focus on food as well. I'm really afraid for my wheat. And I really don't want to keep bouncing around and constantly having to redo this. Like, I understand crop rotation. I understand, you know, it's a thing, especially in real life. I don't think I need this here either. I just don't want to have to keep doing it. It just get very tedious. You mean like, all right, well, this whole field is infected by wheat. Let me plant, you know, beans and or roots or whatever, and then have to move that over here. Like, bleh. I guess I just can't be bothered with it. So we'll let the soil be here. We'll leave this here. This is fine. We can't move it. That's whatever. How's this? Yep. We'll get rid of these two. We'll come back to them. I'm a bit curious if I don't start deleting my hunting cabins. But then I'm also curious, do I need another barn? Right, let me do some... I think if I remember, right about here, I'm going to tally up how much these hunting cabins have produced. And then I'll try and keep track of a barn when they get through a full year. And if one barn is producing the same amount of meat as these 4 hunting cabins, and or something similar. I might keep just one. I don't think it matters having a deer population roam around, right? So these gates now just magically keep deer out, even though they constantly remain open. I haven't had any issues with animals eating crop. So the deer roaming around here, I'm assuming I can just ignore them and not care. Or I guess instead of deleting the hunting cabins, I can just turn them off. It's very clearly having two smokehouses run non-stop, constantly out of meat. So, which means we're not producing enough meat at the moment. So I might need a third cattle barn. I should be okay with one horse stable. It's a population of 12. And I guess these also give me meat and tallow. But that's not what they're meant for. They're meant for purely the cavalry. How many horses does it cost for a cavalry unit? It's just a recruitment cost of 60. Do I just need horses? I'm afraid if I do that and take one, I'll wait till I have a population of 3. And then I'll recruit one cavalry unit. Because then, if that's the case and it takes away a horse, which I figured it's going to, I'll have to then do the math. Because I can have... I don't know if I want to do 12 or like 6 and 6. And then if that's the case, then I would need a secondary cavalry stable, but then also a second horse stable. Then that way, it would be a 1-to-1 production ratio. Not that this is going to be too exciting. I just brought my light infantry out here. We're going to go after this bandit camp. I do want to go for the relics. I do want to start buying relics. But I want to make sure that the ones that are around the map, we loot those first. So I'm not like double stacking up on them. So we're just going to march our light infantry here. Probably not going to end too well for us, because we know how effective the archers are. Well, at least they were on our citizens, but these are armored up dudes, so we should be doing a bit better. We want to rid ourselves of this arrow tower, because last time I ignored it, we suffered pretty heavy casualties. And on my very first attack on the camp went so poorly. Yeah, bandit camp gone. In fact, you know what? We might as well just go and destroy all of the bandit camps that are around. Where's this one? Here? Yeah. Have them attack the tower here. Alright, we have marched across the map. Working on the next one. I just had them immediately go for the archery tower. And then we'll just let them have at it. You guys can pick your targets. Kind of hard to see in this bush here, but that's a good spot for a bandit camp, though. Set up right in that heavy bush. Good for spot for an ambush, that's for sure. Oh, there's another arrow tower. I didn't even see that. But we got some knowledge, just some basic stuff. And while they were marching, I did notice there's some willow right here. Tiny little puddle. And there's a couple of willow. And because these soldiers can basically march out forever, we're going to send them up here onto this hill. And while my military has been marching, the amount of buildings catching on fire keeps climbing. But I did notice this bandit camp is hoarding not 1 gold deposit, but 2 infinite gold deposits. I was kind of curious on starting to manufacture some gold bars. You know, just digging it up. But honestly, The frequency of merchants is so high that I don't really feel a need to even bother with the gold. Like, using our smelter to turn it into gold bars. We've seen the cost that you can get from just soap, shoes, um, the wood planks. How are you guys doing here? Do we have any, like, injuries? Not really. I guess go and we'll continue some map exploration. Go this way, I guess. Why won't they listen to me? Are they moving in that direction? I guess. Oop, I missed a fence here. Demolish that. Yes, please. We'll do some map exploration again. Let's see what's around. Another little lake here, it seems. Not too far off either. Oop, another bandit camp. Attack the tower, please. Oh, well, attack that tower first.
As you command.
This tower, please. Getting rid of these, I think, reduces the time for attacks, I believe. Then we're gonna go get rid of this boar den as well. Yeah, nah, we'll leave it. Getting all of the meat. Ooh, I didn't know you can find a relic. Rare spoils were obtained from a defeat of the enemy camp. A new wild relic. Tree grows 15% faster and orchards produce 25% more. Ooh. Speaking of orchards, you guys go that way. I did build one. Now, I don't understand how this building fully works, right? Because here's our work area, this yellow circle, right? I did 3x3, because this is kind of going to be its permanent location, I'm assuming. I hope. It doesn't fit. Are they still going to tend to these ones on the outside? Assuming not, right? Because that's not part of the work area. So why bother giving us 3x3? Well, I guess you would have to plant just, you know, the ones in there, I guess. You know, just like, all right, this one's apples. I guess you can build 3 of them, right? But then why make it a circle if it's not going to fit? Oh, I guess I can just destroy them then. Then would it just be smarter to just do 2x2s? Because you could fit more in there than the 3x3s? Yeah, I guess I didn't really care about the building too much, so. I guess let's just go make sure there's no bandit camp over here. I don't want to say probably not and then just turn around. We will get rid of the wolf den, though. 2 boars down here. Can't see nothing in here. Is there any willow over here? Because if there is, then I will clear these out. No. Of course, anything near my settlement. Don't want to give me any willow. Potholes. Alright, continue, yeah, let's continue our journey down here into this corner. A deep stone deposit. Taking a second stone. Yeah, there was another thing. My stone quarry got reduced greatly. There was very few working there, and I don't understand why. I think there was like 8 or less. I don't understand why that got reduced. I know I had that maxed out at one point. Yeah, we'll get rid of this boar den because it's near a deep stone. This looks kind of flat-ish. Let's just go check what's in this corner. Mushroom, wolf.
It will be done.
Get rid of the wolf den, please. Sorry, brethren. The alpha has arrived. Like forging heaven up here. Alright, you guys can head back to the barracks. That'll be fine. Then we'll explore down there. Into the bottom left. And then kind of just work our way, clockwise. How's this barn doing? Alright, this barn is at 20. So I have to remember kind of for next year. We won't count what... Jesus, it's already over 1,000. Just that building alone has outproduced these hunting cabins. So that one's at 210, 210, 210. Yeah, it's... Yeah, just one barn alone has outproduced all 4 hunting cabins. So I think when this barn hits 20... In fact, let's even just do that now. No. I'll wait. I've had such a food issue. We're doing good, and then we can finally get back to progressing. We have been so heavily stalled here, just due to my sheer lack of incompetence. And we're gonna leave the goat barn. I don't think I'm gonna build anymore. We're just gonna have it there and pretend like it's variety, because they don't give anything different. Meat, hide, you know, tallow, milk. It's the same thing that the moo-moos give, except the moo-moos just give it in a higher quantity, which makes sense. I have been paying attention to the horses, and oh, I'm just now at 3. So let's recruit 1 cavalry guy. Recruit. Did that reduce the horse? It did reduce the horse. Okay, so we are going to need a second horse field. So when I get 4, I'm gonna pre-build another horse stable, and then I will probably build another cavalry stable right alongside. But I gotta figure out how these units work. I don't know. Because, like I said, I did want a rapid response unit to effectively get down here to defend these idiots that are effectively bringing me in all of my ore. And then this building here, yeah, was drastically reduced, and I don't know why. I was like, how am I so low on stone? And then I look, oh, well, that's why. So yeah, I'm gonna see how these units, how fast they really are, and then I'll build a secondary cavalry stable just for purely lancers. And it says they're a slower unit, shattering enemy ranks. They're slower and heavier, so we'll use these also for defense. But again, my light infantrymen are just piling up the deaths here. But I do need pikemen. So when I eventually unlock them, because I've seen this, that they're specialized against cavalry, it makes sense, right? I'll get rid of the light infantry out of this building and recruit the pikemen to simply deal with the cavalry. Let's see. As we get here into winter, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up because not a whole lot is going on. I'm actually happy with 7 months of food. That I'm gonna start getting into upgrades. Oh, we got 5 knowledge points actually. I didn't even know that. What we were going to do, we wanted stone walls. That was probably by far the most important thing, because what I'm going to do effectively off camera, because I know it'll be tedious, and I'm not really sure I can time lapse this game, just because on how far this has to go. Well, what I'll do is I'll try. Just let me know down in the comments if you didn't want to see it. But yeah, I'm just gonna destroy these walls and then redo it with stone. Though I might drag it further north simply because there's some fertility up here. And because I know how gluttonous these people really are. I mean, we're still gonna go up this way with our 12x12s. I probably can't fit a 12x12 back here, But if anything, we'll try and squeeze in smaller fields. I'm not exactly sure. We know there's no fertility down there. But we do have more fertility up here. So what I might do is drag the walls out and over some. And then this will be our permanent orchard. If they don't work, this 3x3, if they don't work, the ones on the outside, I'm assuming they're not going to, because you can see how these are highlighted. I'll probably, for the 90th time, destroy all these trees. I really despise that you have to single click these, each one, to call for wood, because I've tried doing the clearing of trees, bushes, berries, walls, roads, buildings, everything. It just, I simply cannot get them to clear easier. You know, it doesn't work. I do see that there's a boar thing up here. Come spring, I'm going to have my military get rid of this, because I have a feeling these boars are going to mosey on down and start attacking our villagers. Oh, look at that. Cavalry right there. One unit. I have a feeling I'm doing a lot of this for nothing. Unless if I just build a second one of these and kind of just move the work area to cover everything. You know, just build a second one. But even still, it doesn't cover everything. I guess I would have to wait for them all to be built and see if we, yeah, we can't get them all in there. So, I have a feeling this 3x3 thing is, not very effective. But I'll leave it. I'll see if somebody, mentions anything about it. And, you know, if we're wasting, you know, some of the time is wasted up there, then so be it. Not exactly interested in min-maxing, but I'm just curious how the, it works. Kind of like the deer sightings, you know, it's just like, for example, you know, the deer sighting is here, but the work area is effectively just clipping into it, and the deer obviously go outside the area. Although, you know, I planted the apple tree because it's in its 3x3, because it's in the work area, will they go and work it, or is it just gonna forever be there? But I'm rambling on again. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Always interested in feedback, good or bad, whether it's this series, another series, or just overall on the channel. Please let me know down in the comments down below. I really hope you guys are enjoying this. I know I am. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care. Bye.